Good evening, everyone. My name is Laurence Difelice. Welcome to my daily update on financial markets and investments. Today I'm going to be covering with you three main topics. Number one, global geopolitics. Number two, valuations, particularly the Coinbase IPO. Finally, I'm going to be talking about the global vaccine race. Particularly, there's one country that has classified AstraZeneca's vaccine as a vaccine with severe side effects. If you are intrigued to understand which country this is, tune in for today's session. Yesterday's evening and this morning, a lot of people connected to me and asked me, why am I not expanding a little bit more on geopolitics? There's a very specific reason to that, and I want to be absolutely clear with my audience. This content is about investing, and if I talk about the global economy and global geopolitics, it's for one reason only. Typically, both geopolitics and the global economy are intrinsically related to international investments and the power disputes between the most powerful nations in the world. The global economy is affecting everything around us: debt, trade, investments, currencies, and so on. The list goes on. That's the sole reason why I talk about geopolitics and the global economy. My views are independent, and I don't want to make this channel about politics. I want to make it about investing. From a global geopolitical perspective, there are a couple of points I want to mention with you today. My whole attention is set on tomorrow's meeting of the President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga. This meeting is particularly important because it's going to give us some hints of how the power dispute between US and China and Taiwan is going to progress. Also, with the Tokyo Olympics around the corner, it will be very interesting to see how the Japanese Prime Minister maintains his position. Also, from a geopolitical perspective, Joe Biden has announced sanctions against Russia. Particularly, he has prohibited US companies to acquire or trade Russian issued debt by Russia's central bank and National Wealth Fund. I don't understand how this is helping Biden to meet with Putin. I think it's only escalating tensions and contributing for a further sell-off of Russian securities and depreciation of the Russian currency. Finally, from a geopolitical perspective too, there seems to be an intention of the US withdrawing its troops from Afghanistan, a war that has lasted for 20 years. And it's really interesting to see what will be happening. At this point, there seems to be a mixed feeling. Biden seems to want to do it, but his CIA counterparts are advising him not to do so. That's all for today from a geopolitical perspective. Let's go on to Coinbase, the cryptocurrency exchange IPO, which happened yesterday at Nasdaq. Coinbase has become a huge company in a relatively short period of time. Coinbase had a $76 billion valuation on its market debut. Its shares yesterday went tremendously down, I think around 14% if I am not mistaken. And today they were trying to recover, but have still not really bounced back significantly enough. In my opinion, this comes down to two main reasons: lack of investor confidence, which is a synonym of uncertainty also, of investor uncertainty, and exaggerated valuations. Crypto is a very new field and very misunderstood by plenty of players in the market. There seems to have been a tremendous discrepancy in terms of valuations towards Coinbase. Some companies were valuing it at 150 billion. It ended up going to the market with a 76 billion valuation. There seems to be a lot of uncertainty and not enough investor confidence. And that is, in my opinion, the reason why its shares are not performing strongly during its initial days of trading. And I think a point that is worth mentioning today and regarding these IPOs are that as an investor, if you are looking to invest in a company, it's good to equip yourself with your own valuation method and perhaps then triangulate your own valuation with what the key investment banks are valuing this particular company, and maybe also asking for an opinion of a friend of yours that is also an investor. And once you triangulate this information through 3 different people, or at least 2 different people, you'll have probably a more accurate and more informed valuation in your hands, and this will probably equip you to also make a better investment decision. So I haven't spoken too much about company valuations. It's a very complex topic, but again, I will be sharing in the future some bullet points and some information about the key indicators and how I conduct my own valuations of companies in the world. Going on to the last topic, there's a country that has considered AstraZeneca's vaccine severely dangerous from a side effect perspective and a real threat for the health of people who take this vaccination. This is tremendously bad, in my opinion, because millions of people have been vaccinated with this AstraZeneca vaccine. And the country that I'm about to mention is Denmark. Denmark is one of the most progressive countries in Europe, and if their government is prohibiting this vaccine, I would say there are very solid reasons for this. They were very clear today in announcing there are severe side effect risk for who has taken this vaccine, and they see it as a real health hazard, not good news. What else is happening on the international race for vaccination? Let's talk about 2 stocks, AstraZeneca's stock and GSK. If you look at AstraZeneca, its stock has appreciated over 50% during the last year. In my opinion, for a vaccine that is causing severe side effects and health risks, and after so much negative news, it is probable and very well possible that we see this stock taking a hit. Even if vaccination is a small part of AstraZeneca's revenue, particularly the COVID vaccine, I think the reputational damage after all this news that is coming out will be hitting this stock in the short to medium term. On the other hand, GSK has had a stake of its company, a $1 billion stake, I don't know the exact amount, acquired by Elliott Hedge Fund, led by Paul Singer, a mastermind hedge fund investor. It will be very interesting to look at how GSK is going to be restructured. This hedge fund is a very powerful one, which normally invests to win. So it will be very interesting to see the impact that this hedge fund has on GSK, particularly because GSK over the last year has lost value in its stock, and now with this new owner, I believe its stock might be in the longer term headed to a more positive direction. Thank you everyone for joining today. I hope this was useful, thought-provoking and interesting to you. If you liked it, please like, comment, share this content and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.